Well, good morning, YouTube. First, I want to say thank you to all my current subscribers and all the people that like all my videos. So far, it's definitely been helping. The channel's growing, just slow process. You know, gotta put more work in, gotta get more videos out. Maybe someday it'll take off. That's the plan, at least, right? So, I'll start this far by saying, thanks again. To all my future subscribers, please just like my videos. It really helps. It goes a long way. You can share them to other people you know that might be interested. That might help. Other than that, I just keep watching them. That helps too. So, this video here, we're going to talk about some Pleco breeding. Specifically, I breed the albino Bristlenose Plecos here in my pea puffer tank. And then in my 15-gallon community tank over here, I have the lemon blue eye Pleco and an albino Bristlenose Pleco, which is one that I bred. And they've only had one batch of eggs, I guess. Yeah, one batch of eggs. Then we'll get to that tank here in a minute because I'll show it, and then we can talk about the breeding process. But yeah, so we'll just get right to it, and yeah, we're gonna talk about some Pleco breeding. So first, we'll start with the 22 pea puffer tank. We originally started with, I believe, 2 albinos. There's the female back there. Got a bad glare, but there's the female there. Kind of hard to see her. Won't focus through all the tank stuff. The male, my best guess is he's probably, yep, you can kind of see his tail. Oh, you just moved it. Yeah, there he is. So there's the male. He's probably inside that. So that's a coconut husk. Originally, I started with a bunch of bamboo, and I thought that that's what they would want. But once I put this coconut husk in there, they started breeding. Now, fun fact, I don't think that the foods you feed your fish specifically will say, all right, they're gonna breed if you feed them this, or they won't breed if you feed them this. But these guys, once we lost the pea puffers, here we go, because we originally had 3, if you remember. Once we lost those guys, we stopped feeding this tank bloodworms. Hey, pea puffer. You trying to say hi to the camera? Hey, buddy. So once we stopped feeding bloodworms, these guys stopped breeding completely. Once we started feeding bloodworms again, after we got some new pea puffers, then they started breeding like crazy. So, I think, I don't want to specifically say, one food will help over another food. We got the coolies in there. The coolies don't mess with the babies whatsoever, if any of you guys have been wondering. They never go and eat the eggs when they're in there, and they never mess with any of the little babies, which there should still be some in here somewhere. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but there's one back there on that leaf. These puffers are a little brutal. So the last pea puffers we had never really minded the baby Plecos. These pea puffers, unfortunately, we have seen them try to eat the babies, and if they don't eat them, they at least severely injure them to where they can't survive much longer. And it's kind of sad. Now, I'm gonna put the camera down real quick and grab my aquarium co-op test strips. Oh, here we go. We got our aquarium co-op multi-test strips. We're gonna dip it in, and then we're gonna judge these colors, because I want to show you that this tank does not need hardly any care, but also what my water parameters are. Dip it in, bam, and out. We're gonna leave that there for a minute, about 30 seconds or so. Put this guy off to the side, and we'll get back to it. So when it comes to plants, I would imagine that there's no specific plant. Plecos kind of destroy most of them. Like that, we've had to plant 4 times. This keeps moving around. That one we've had to replant. So that plant back there, we had more. I can't specifically say it was the Plecos, but they do mess with them. That pea puffer back there, swimming around. All right, so this here should be good. So back it on up. Go to the edge so I can do it. So as you can see, nitrates at 0 as always. The hardness, I'll be honest, my hardness is always like a light purple, but there's no light purple on here. There's like blue and then dark blue, but that's never been a problem with any of my fish. So I can honestly say I don't know what that hardness level is. Alkalinity is about 80 in the medium. The pH, focus on my hand, it's not quite a 7.6, not quite a 7.2, let's say about 7.4. So it's about, this is the moderate section. Then obviously the chlorine is at 0. So that's basically what this tank tests at every single time. I don't know like specifics about what, if you Google what these fish would like, I'm not 100% sure. But this is what I do. My few things are, because of my pea puffers, I feed them bloodworms and they breed. Coconut husk, I would say, is the main thing. Then obviously you want a male and a female. Once you get those 3 things, you should be pretty good to go. There's a baby back there on the wall, you see him? Here soon I will be scraping a bunch of this algae off. Just haven't done it yet. When there's fresh babies, I kind of like to leave a little bit more algae for them. That way they have a little bit more access to food, especially when there's so many, so many of them. I see you. See pea puffer right there. If I get closer, it won't focus. No, out of focus. There he is. You see the pea puffer? They're always just staring at me. So that's pretty much it for the 22. When it comes to feeding, we pretty much just do the bloodworms for the puffers, and then obviously put extra in the tank for everybody else. And then we do use algae pucks. They're over there somewhere. I believe the brand is called Big Kahuna. I buy them off of Amazon. You can get some bigger ones, you can get some smaller ones. I like the size variety. Sometimes I'll get the small ones, especially for, you know, baby fish, or sometimes I just stick with the big ones because they break down in the water anyways. But as of right now, I would say those are my 3 main things. Obviously, you know, you want your water quality to be good because you want your fish to be happy. So wherever, based on all the fish that you have in your tank, find like the best, moderate, medium in the middle for all the fish, and then they should breed no problem. Plecos are fairly simple fish to take care of, so I don't think they'll have a problem. So other than the water quality, you know, feeding, I think like most fish, if you feed them or feed the adults more than what they need, then it like triggers something in them that they say, oh, my babies will have some food, so they start to breed. I know guppies do that, so I'm starting to think that Plecos are the same. I haven't bred many more fish, so I can't speak on all of them. And then I think the main one is the hiding. You know, the male needs to go fan his eggs. I can try to get some video footage on this video of that, but he likes to go in there and fan the eggs after the female lays them, so it's kind of cool. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it for my Pleco breeding. I leave all of them in the tank, you know, that way I think the tank that they're bred in is the best tank for them to survive and thrive in, except for the fact that my new batch of pea puffers like to try to eat them. That's just because they're hunters, you know. But I think that's pretty much all for the 22 at least. We can talk a little bit about the 15 here, because there's a different problem in that tank of why there's not a whole lot of babies. So we're just gonna step over here real quick. All right, this tank's got a bunch of stuff stacked around in front of it now because we're still doing a bunch of cleaning. But I think right here, that's our female. I think back there's the male. Yeah, I can kind of see some bristles on him. Actually, I think I might be wrong. That might be the lemon blue-eyed back there. And then that's the albino. So maybe, I don't remember. One's one, one's the other. And then I have one, I don't know if I'll be able to find him. Oh, actually, he's right there. He kind of looks like a bump on that. Got the way, guppies. It's kind of like a bump on that structure there. But that's the one and only baby Pleco from these parents. Because of, I don't know how well you guys can see him. Let me move this hose. You see that dark thing in this tunnel here? You see that? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that guy for a second. So that dark figure that you were just seeing in that tunnel there, we call him Mr. B. He is a bumblebee catfish. I don't know which specific one, whichever one stays small, because I guess there's a few different kind of bumblebee catfish out there, but we're pretty sure he ate all the babies except for that one, because when they first were born, there was a lot. The natural brown colors, some albinos, all kinds of different babies. There's only one survivor now. Mr. B is kind of the only meat-eating fish, really, carnivore in that tank, so that's our problem. So as long as you don't have any fish in your tank that'll eat a bunch of the babies, and that seems to be my issue right now because my puffers. But for pea puffers, a good trick, fill the tank with ghost shrimp. They will hunt the shrimp, preferably over the baby Plecos. That's what we used to do. I just haven't stopped at a fish store to get some ghost shrimp yet. I'll take a video of that when I get some. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all we got for Pleco breeding. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them as best as I can to my knowledge. Again, please like and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to get these videos out for you guys, for me as well. I enjoy doing it. So yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.